Hey guys, CDTVthaG here, and the G stands for guy who needs to trim his beard. I am aware of this, I just need a charger for my trimmer and I don't have it yet, so things are gonna be looking a bit scruffy until then. And today, I'm gonna be reacting to the new project from Logic. I'm not sure if it's an album or mixtape, but it's Bobby Tarantino III. And guys, this is a very important reaction for me. And the reason for that is because this is the very first thing I'm doing with my day. It's 7 AM right now, so the quality of this album will dictate how the start to my day goes. This album will determine whether I have a good start to my day or a bad start to my day. So let's hope it's a good start. As you guys know, if you've watched my reactions to the singles from this project, you'll know that I'm pretty cautious heading into this album, and my hopes are not the highest. To me, it's just felt very strange that Logic is coming back from his retirement officially with this music that, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of heart in there to me. That's just based off of the singles. We've got 12 songs on here, pretty short project. 33 minutes long. Cover art for this project is phenomenal as always. Sam Spratt absolutely kills it with these album covers. With the help of Sam Spratt, like, Logic genuinely has some of the most consistently great cover art in hip-hop, maybe the most consistently great cover art. I can't really think of any other artist that has album covers that are this consistently amazing to look at and have all these little Easter eggs and references within them to the artist and the music. So yeah, even if I don't like this album, at least the cover is phenomenal. But let's get into it. Let's get started with track number 1 on Bobby Tarantino III, Introll 2. I don't know if this is kind of related to the other song that Logic released this year called Intro, which is the best song I've heard from Logic this year.
Who can relate? Woo!
It's only a minute long, so I don't know what we're in for here.
Hey, I didn't see you there. Hey, yo, turn me up though. Yeah. Alright, bet.
He's about to troll us. He's not gonna rap on this. This song is a minute long.
Alright, here we go. Here we go.
What is all this build up? I know it's not gonna pay off.
Hey, check it. Listen, I'm just trying to fucking...
God damn it, Logic. So that intro was interesting. It was a more boom bappy beat than you would expect from the Bobby Tarantino projects. Definitely sounds like something that would be found on another Logic project. Logic was just kind of having fun with that track, trolling us a little bit by throwing in an intro that sounds boom bappy, sounds like he's building up to rap on it. And then he just doesn't. He cuts it as soon as he starts rapping and switches over to the Bobby Tarantino style tracks, which is Vaccine up next. Yeah, a very Logic thing to do at this point in his career. So that was Intro 2. Track number 2, Vaccine. Like I said, I reacted to this in the same video that I reacted to Get Up, but I'm just gonna listen to it here just to maintain the flow of the album and sort of, you know, get sucked into the atmosphere of Bobby Tarantino III. So let's go.
Oh yeah, just me and my dogs. Give a fuck about what y'all doing. Trying to attack all these people cause money is time, and you spend yours in all these places while I'm on tour with all these faces. Oh yeah, just me and my dogs.
Like I said in my reaction to My Way, which I did later on, Vaccine sort of grew off of me as time went on. It's not even a bad song. Like, it does go sort of hard. I think the beat is definitely the hardest part of it. The production is great on there. Logic's flows are nice enough, especially in the third verse. I think he really sounds good on there. Maybe in this reaction, Vaccine is actually growing back on me a little bit. Like, it's not a song that I love, but I think it's decent enough. It works for a Bobby Tarantino track, so you know what? Vaccine is not that bad. I think the main thing that bugs me about it is just the fact that the writing is so simplistic for the most part, like, especially with the rhyme schemes. Like, it's got, like, you know, 1-syllable rhyme schemes, which is pretty, like, I guess sort of basic stuff. I understand that these are more simple bangers for the most part on the Bobby Tarantino projects, but I don't think that means they should be devoid of lyricism, you know? Vaccine is okay. Man, I could have done like a fun little concept with this video or something. I could have got some hot sauce and taken a shot of it every time Logic says, oh yeah, on this album. Because I counted from Vaccine, Get Up, and My Way, and it was a lot. It was like 36 times over those 3 singles. It could be done with alcohol too. I guess that would make for a sort of fun reaction, but just from the singles alone, I think that would kill me. Track number 3, Get Up. Like I said, reaction to this is in the same video that I did the reaction to Vaccine. It's okay. I don't like the start of it, but the second verse is pretty nice. That pretty much sums up my thoughts on that. Production, phenomenal again. At least if there's one thing I know, it's that there's gonna be great beats on this album.
My family, oh my God, I can't believe I finally found a family. Cause I ain't never.
Did someone say family?
Hey, thinking about it, the things that I seen, I'm thinking about the American dream.
The way the drum beat comes in and Logic comes in there is so nice. Get Up is also not bad. I think the first two songs on this have been decent. Like Vaccine and Get Up are decent tracks. I think the reason why I didn't love them from my first reactions and why I don't love them now is because I don't feel like they're anything outstanding. Like even within the Bobby Tarantino universe, I don't think they really stand out that much compared to other Bobby Tarantino tracks. I think I've yet to hear something that really stands out to me from this project, other than the production, of course. Up next, track number 4, My Way. I reacted to this one, and it was definitely the worst of the 3 singles. Let's listen to it. I haven't listened to it much since I did my reaction, and see if anything changes.
I'ma do it my way. I'm on 10, homie, I'm on 10. Just me and my family and all my friends.
The first verse sounded nice for like the first 2 bars. Yeah. Another shot.
If this for everybody and the party going crazy, you would do it your way.
But, you know, call me crazy, but I actually think My Way could be made into a good song if you just replace the verses. Listening to it on this listen, I actually don't think that the hook is the worst part of that track. I think for me personally, it's the verses that don't really sound right, but the hook, I think it can sort of work in this carefree, fun type of way. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with Logic having fun on a song. I'm not the fun police, okay? But it's the verses where I think everything starts sounding a bit too much. I think there's a good song somewhere in My Way. You just have to replace most of it to find that good song. Oh, I'm looking at the track list right now and something just clicked to my head. The last song on the album is called Untitled, and it's all in lowercase, like the first track on the album, Intro 2. So I'm thinking maybe Untitled will come back to that song we heard a snippet of in Intro 2. Or maybe I'm just being too hopeful. Maybe we're probably not gonna come back to that Intro 2 song. I know I was being trolled and I'm playing into it right now, but maybe we'll come back to it with Untitled. Maybe. Track number 5. Now we're getting into the songs on the album I haven't heard. Everything from this point is new to me. This was a single from the album. It's called Call Me. But like I said, I didn't listen to it. Ooh, this is smooth.
When it feel like don't nobody in the world give a fuck, call me. I'll be there to pick you up. I know sometimes this world reminds us we should take it slow. Weight of the world make it impossible to stay afloat. But beyond drugs, it's even day-to-day shit. Constantly comparing yourself to others and they shit. You know you can call me when nobody picking up. When it feel like don't nobody in the world.
Is there someone else on this song, or is Logic harmonizing his own vocals? I can't really tell, but that hook sounds nice as fuck.
I'll be there to pick you up. 56442, hit me up.
Oh my god, I'm floating. Wow, Call Me might actually be my favorite single that was released from this project. I actually really like that song. I thought it was really smooth. I like the nice laid back atmosphere to it. I think Six does these laid back beats really well. They just sort of suck you into the atmosphere and just make you feel like you're floating, man. This one was produced not just by Six, it was produced by Six and Coop the Truth. Oh, okay, so apparently it was Down2earth who was doing the backing vocals on the chorus and who did the bridge. He, of course, he featured on OCD, which is one of my favorite Logic singles. I actually really like OCD, so that kind of explains why I thought this one felt so smooth and why I really enjoyed this. Down2earth has phenomenal vocals, really smooth. I don't think there was anything that was said on here that was too crazy, but I don't think it was trying to say anything too crazy. I think it just worked as a nice little soothing track. Call Me, I actually really like this song. I love the sound of it. So let's move on to the next one. Track number 6, we've got our only feature on this album. It's called Inside, featuring Cynthia Erivo. There's a lot more like sort of mellow sounding stuff than I was expecting so far.
I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling like less, like I'm not my best. Anxiety got me, I'm stressed. But they want what they want, how they want it, and that shit just drains you. 2018 in Pittsburgh, wanna slip my wrist, but I don't deserve that. Logic be smiling ear to ear, but on the inside.
On the inside, feels like the tears are flowing, and I'm drowning on the inside. So I smile.
Basically what Logic was saying here is, even if you see him smiling on the outside, if he seems happy, just like other people, he has all this other stuff going on inside. And there's things that he struggles with. There was even, you know, a few mentions of suicide throughout this verse. With scared I'ma die, scared I'ma be the one to do it too. 2018 in Pittsburgh when I slit my wrist, but I don't deserve that. Like there's a couple things on here that Logic hasn't even really mentioned before. It definitely sounds like sort of depression and stress and anxiety has just become more a part of his life, like the bigger he gets as an artist. In terms of how much I'll revisit this track, I'm not too sure, because even though I do think the stuff he talked about on here was very personal, very emotional, very heavy stuff, I feel like the way he said it was sort of in the same way we've heard Logic rap about these topics before. That's not to sort of discredit what he's saying here. I appreciate what he talked about, but I want to give my honest opinions on the song itself as well. And I feel like, yeah, the lines are sort of recycled throughout the very short verse on this, but it definitely wasn't a bad track by any means. Track number 7, Flawless.
Girl, you gon' get it regardless, you're flawless. She say she can take all this. I'ma throw you on the bed, then you throw me head. You heard what I said, damn right. Yeah, you know the deal, I'ma play the field, and you ain't got no man right. Oh, you thought I was done?
No, I didn't, because the track still has a minute left.
That's why I wrote this song for you, cause you're so fucking flawless.
There was one for the wifey. Oh, I love my wife. I love my wife. Just a song where he talks about how flawless she is to him and how much he wants to get up in there. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It sounded nice enough. Had a smooth little synthy vibe to it. Again, a nice atmospheric beat. What's interested me so far is that we're 7 tracks into this, and there hasn't really been that many sort of like trap style songs, which is what you'd really expect from a Bobby Tarantino project. This feels quite odd to me as a Bobby Tarantino project, because it's only really been Vaccine that has the sound that I would expect from a project like this. Even Bobby Tarantino II, which did have a bit more variety on it, had more sort of trap bangers by this point in that album. It does feel kind of weird to me. This feels more like just a mixtape of random songs. Is that a bad thing? I don't really know. It feels like a project so far that doesn't really fit into the Bobby Tarantino chronological timeline. It feels like an album that you really could have put any name onto it. The music so far definitely hasn't been bad, but I'd say that's kind of how strongly I feel about the music. Like, the project's not bad. It's not bad. With all of these, I really don't know how many plays I'm going to get out of them. I guess it's because at this point, I really did feel like No Pressure should have been the end of Logic's career, so I feel like everything that drops after this point is just sort of supplementary, you know? I don't really feel a burning need at this point to go back to any of these songs after I'm done, apart from like Call Me. So yeah, that was just a sort of midway update on my thoughts on the project. Let's move on to the next one, track number 8. This is going to be a quick one. It's Stupid Skit, or it's Stupid Skit. It's saying the skit is stupid, or the skit title is like stupid.
Stupid Skit.
Bitch, I'm gonna rob you and then I'm gonna shoot you.
No, please, no, please. Pew, 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 pew.
That was my silencer.
I've been shot. I'm dying.
Not fast enough, bitch. Give me your purse.
He wasn't lying. It was a stupid skit, but it made me laugh. So can I even be mad at that? The way he said bitch in that voice, just, I don't know. There was something funny about that. Not fast enough, bitch. Give me your purse. This project is weird, but yeah. Stupid Skit does what it says on the tin. Let's move on to the The next one, track number 9, Theme for the People.
But I make a statement and use it when people feel like they're gonna lose it, yeah. Why the fuck do you think when it comes to an album I'm dropping like 2 a year? The message deep in the lyrics, but after a while that shit get depressing. They don't wanna hear it, they just wanna turn up. So that's when I come back on that Bobby Tarantino. I grew up on Biggie and Jizza, but Roddy was bumping that Future and Thug. Give a fuck if you came up, I run up like 10 out of 10 just to show you some love.
The thing with these songs so far, I feel like some of them have nice little moments or nice little lines, but I don't really see much replay value in them overall as songs. This one was a quick little verse. It was fine, but nothing I can really see myself coming back to. One line I want to talk about here, Logic said, I get introspective on a record with a message deep in the lyrics, but after a while that shit get depressing, they don't want to hear it. They just want to turn up, so that's when I come back on that Bobby Tarantino. This has not been a turn-up album so far. That's usually what the Bobby Tarantino projects are, but it's not what this has been. Like, if you're looking for trap bangers and fun turn-up music, I don't think Bobby Tarantino 3 has been the album for that so far. I mean, you've got Vaccine, but that's about it. To me, this is a project that it just feels like there's sort of not a lot here for me personally. But up next, maybe we'll have a highlight because we have the longest song on the project up next, so there has to be something to this one. Track number 10, God Might Judge, and it is 5 minutes and 30 seconds long.
Just like that old Kanye.
Ooh.
That college drop. Never bougie, I ain't scared to hit the road straight.
I don't know how much Six is getting paid for his production, but give him a raise.
I say, who got the Uber on their phone? I ain't trying to cuddle with your girl, you're sleeping on your own. Ain't nobody fucking when I get home, I'll be the one to pull your hair for you. The only one to get up in your favorite area.
This is a nice fun song.
Like, when I with it, I'ma get it, I'ma hit it, baby. Step back. Second I step in, they know that I'm repping it, baby. What's that? PLP, it's the B-O-double-P. You know the boy will satisfy you like a toy won't.
Logic is horny as hell on this album, man.
Man, tell you that you're worth it, then I will.
Ooh, okay. Breaking it down.
I promise you right now that I will.
Logic is on his Drake shit right now.
I'll never break your heart, but I'll break your back.
This has been one of my favorite tracks so far. Maybe I like Logic on his horny shit.
Say it might not work, what it ain't no. God might judge you, but the boy won't.
Oh, and then we pick it back up? Fuck.
Say it might not work, what it ain't
Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that last switch. 6, you god. And Logic was good on here too. This was the best song on the project so far. I love this. Ooh, that was gorgeous. That was lovely. That was beautiful. Any other synonyms that mean something like that, that's what that song was. So right after I was talking about how there's not a lot of songs in this project I'll come back to, this is one I'm going to come back to a lot. This is the best song on the project so far. I don't know, to me, this was the one that felt like it had the most effort put into it so far. I mean, it was the longest song on the project. We had a little beat breakdown during it. There was 3 verses on the first part. Everything was super catchy. I really enjoyed that. It was Logic talking about smashing again, and it was just a really fun, upbeat song. Again, not really a trap banger, but yeah, God Might Judge was actually really great. I loved that. I thought it was super smooth. I thought it was fun. It was entertaining, and it just sounded like Logic having a good time. There was a lot more life in this song than there's been throughout the other tracks. Mwah. Lovely. So let's move on to the next one. Let's hope we close it out with a string of nice songs at least. I would like to see that. Track number 11, another bit of a longer one. I think this is like 4 minutes long. Yeah, track number 11, See You Space Cowboy. I'm pumped up after that last track. That's what I want to be feeling. Oh my god. That is what I was expecting more of this project to sound like.
Grammy nominated, never won it though. Don't need it, but deep down I want it though. Bank account still in 100 though. People, we caught us the sequel to Under Pressure. Ain't no need to measure.
Wait, was this meant for No Pressure? Because he had a line here, he says, we call this the sequel to Under Pressure. I'm not sure if he's saying this is supposed to be the sequel to Under Pressure, the song or the album, but maybe this was what was meant for No Pressure, which kind of fits my theory that Bobby Tarantino 3 is just a bunch of random songs thrown into an album and given a title.
Put the city on the map, put the city on my back. Let them know you're never ever going back. Don't be scared of Michael Moore, hurt them all, watch them all get a ball, watch them all get a ball. The baddest, I just wanna be the raddest, daddest I can be.
He is murdering this.
Growing up how I grew up, I really never had a choice. Had killers and murderers in my house and they was all of my boys.
Are we switching it?
Been talking to my therapist. Rhymes I've been writing so hot, you would think it was in Arabic.
Nice switch. Nice switch. It's a shame because it feels like the project is just starting to me now.
And I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like rapping again, you know what I'm saying? We just decided to do this Bobby Tarantino EP, 3P, off the cuff, but we actually out here recording this album. It's gonna be my last studio album on Def Jam.
See You Space Cowboy was amazing, man. Like I said during that track, it's a shame because it feels to me like the album is just starting now because God Might Judge just pulled me right into it, and this track was amazing as well. The rest of the album, for lack of a better word, a lot of it feels sort of like throwaways to me. Stuff that was just kind of really quickly rushed out. One thing I want to talk about real quick is that he said this is an EP. So this isn't his last studio album on Def Jam, because I remember I saw some rumors that when people heard the singles from Bobby Tarantino III, there was a lot of people that weren't super impressed by them. So I saw people saying that maybe Logic was just sort of quickly putting this album together as his last album on Def Jam. Like people were thinking Bobby Tarantino III was his last Def Jam album and he just put it out to get off the label. But here he's saying that clearly isn't the case because this is considered as an EP and he's currently working on his last studio album for Def Jam. So I guess that theory was incorrect. I don't know. It does still feel like a very quickly put together project. But yeah, I just wish the rest of this was as good as these last two songs. Like these last two have been crazy good to me. The start of this song, oh my God, that was some of the hardest rapping I've heard from Logic in a long time. So, I mean, let's move on to the last track on Bobby Tarantino III, at the end already. Track number 12, Untitled.
Rapping just a rap, what the fuck happened to that? Mainstream took a hold of my soul, but I made it back. In the studio till like 5 in the morning. Rapping till the sun comes up and it's the dawn. While these other rappers kidding themselves in beach rowers, no contest.
That was kind of a bar. And there we go. Ending Bobby Tarantino III on a pretty smooth note, almost Young Sinatra sounding. Untitled was a nice little verse to close this out. I love the little like choir vocals in the background that sort of rose in and out of that beat. I thought that was really smooth. A pretty good track to close it out. I think these last three have been pretty nice. We might as well just get into my overall thoughts on Bobby Tarantino III by Logic. This project really picked up towards the end of it. The last three tracks is where the album really got some momentum going, because before that point, the album felt sort of just like it wasn't really going anywhere for me. Like there was some songs that I enjoyed to an extent, but there was nothing that I thought was that great until we got to God Might Judge. And from that point, that's when the album actually started to feel like it was going for me. I don't think there's many songs I'm going to come back to from this, and you basically know what ones I'm gonna come back to. I don't think that much of it was all that great. Pretty much the entire first half of it, or maybe even the first 9 songs, not many of them felt like fleshed out full tracks. A lot of them did have a sort of throwaway feeling to them for me. So let's go through my favorite and least favorite tracks on here, as we always do, before I get into some more of my thoughts. Favorites, I'm pretty sure you guys already know them, but I would go for Call Me, because that was definitely the best single, I think. God Might Judge, See You Space Cowboy, and Untitled. Those are the best songs to me. As for least favorites, the thing is, I don't necessarily think there are many least favorites on this project, because everything else was just sort of, to use the hip-hop Twitter term, mid to me. You know, there wasn't anything that I think was outstandingly bad, in the same way that there wasn't much that was like outstandingly good to me. I guess worst tracks would be like My Way, and that's about it. There was just a lot of music that I didn't feel too strongly about at all on here. Hopefully the album is good. I'll at least be hoping for the album to be good, his last album with Def Jam. As for Bobby Tarantino III, to give some thoughts on it as an album, I do think it was probably the weakest Bobby Tarantino project. The first one had more notable moments, and at the time that it dropped, that was something new for Logic. The whole Bobby Tarantino concept was new, so I think that made it a little bit more exciting. Bobby Tarantino II, at this point, I think is probably the best one for me. the best Bobby Tarantino project. It's not a project that I love, but I think it's good for what it is, and it still fits the Bobby Tarantino theme more. And then this one, Bobby Tarantino 3, I feel like that title is almost sort of just a title because he needed to give the album a title. This one, to me, like I've said multiple times throughout, it doesn't feel like it fits the Bobby Tarantino 3 theme, and it has the least highlights out of all the Bobby Tarantino projects for me. So yeah, if it was an album that I was ranking with Logic's discography, it would rank pretty low, probably just above Confessions. At least I got 2 songs that I'm gonna be bumping a whole lot. So that is what I think of Bobby Tarantino 3 by Logic, but what do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what your favorites and least favorites on this project were, and I'll be interested to see how you guys feel about it. As always, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel because we are so close to 100k. We are getting there, and you know, every little subscription helps. So if you haven't subscribed by this point, I'd really appreciate you doing so and turning on those notifications so you can see the greatest reactions in the game as soon as they drop. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for all your continued support on this channel, and I will see you all in the next one. This is CDTVthaG, signing out.